Hello, everyone. My name is Alice Wall, and I run the membership group at scraphappy.org. And I'm the host of the upcoming Scrap Smarter experience, where we're bringing together 10 instructors and a keynote speaker to teach us some new scrappy skills. So off the top, if you're interested in that, you can get more information at scraphappy.org. Okay, we got that out of the way. Please check it out. It's so exciting. We have Shamel as our keynote speaker. And I'm like, Shamel, I really want you to be our keynote speaker, but I really want you to do a class too. Could you do both? And she's like, sure. So I was really excited when she agreed to do that. Judy says, I was the owner. This is my first Zoom meeting, so I had to figure out how to change my name. Welcome, Judy. I'm so glad that you hopped on to Zoom with us. And Cindy is there from Laredo, Texas. It's 88 degrees. That is way too hot. That is way too hot. So today I'm going to be scrapbooking with a kit from the ScrapRoom, and you can find information about their kits at scrap-room.com. And I love them. So I buy their kit called, and I buy it. They're not just sending it to me for free. And I'm telling you how great it is. I'm going to show you how great it is, but I buy them. So I get their flavors of the month kit, and it's actually like 4 mini kits in one. And later today, usually near the top of the next hour, we'll do a draw for a free kit, which they sponsor. So I'm really excited that I get to give away all the fun stuff. So that is really good. I'll show you what's in my kit. I do get an add-on kit as well. I get the flavors of the month, and then I get their add-on embellishment kit. It just gives me a few more little fun things to play with, but I'll show you kind of what's in both. The kits are really economical. If somebody wants to look it up on their site and let me know, I wouldn't be offended, because I always forget exactly how much the flavors of the month kit is. I do pay shipping to Canada. It's not free shipping to Canada. So if you're in Canada, just know that that's an added expense. But honestly, the amount of money that I save by not shopping for my own stuff when I overshop is worth any of the shipping that I pay. So let's dig into this. I'm going to show you my other camera, showing you my desktop, and then I'll show you what I'm going to work on today. And later we will have some show and tell. Okay, so let's do the screen. Is it going to cooperate? There, a cable, and there we go, I think. Give me a second. Yes. Oh, I'm always so relieved when it works. Always so relieved when it works. Okay, so here we have my pack from the ScrapRoom, and you can see they come packed in like these big bubble wrap envelopes so that your stuff comes in good shape. I'll just get that out of the way. And then inside, you can choose not to, but they do come with a little sample of coffee. And this coffee is cinnamon churro. And I tell you, when I opened this up, like I wanted to eat my scrapbook stuff. It was so good. So yeah, that smells amazing. I've never had a cinnamon churro coffee before, and I'm drinking plain coffee today, but I usually enjoy this like soon after the event. I should have made it for the event, but I always like, I just want to show you and be excited. You get some like a little instruction sheet when you get your kit, and it tells you all the fun stuff that are in there, including the 4 kits that you have. They've also listed my embellishment kit that's in here. They have a freaky fast formula they use. There's a sketch in here. And then you can actually, when you order your kit, you'll actually get a recipe card password. So it just gives you access to more resources on how other people have used their kits. So that's what's in here. And I think this is a really cute sketch, by the way. Like, isn't that cute? There's a lot of like, you know, negative space, but if you have some beautiful pattern paper that you're just like, it's too pretty to cover it up, I think this would be a great sketch for that. So these are my kits I have, and this is the bonus little embellishment kit that I also ordered. So I've got 4 kits, and they're like a mini kit. They're enough to make about a 2-page layout. So if you like double pages, you're going to have enough stuff for that. If you're a single person, single page person. You don't have to be a single person. You can be a married person in a relationship, doesn't matter. You'll have enough to make about 2 pages, depending on how you use your product. So the first pack that's in here is actually from the Doodlebug Cute and Crafty collection. And I struggle with Doodlebug because these are bright colors and I like bright colors, but there's a lot going on. But I have to say this Cute and Crafty has kind of called me. I may have actually ordered some of this already. So in here we have, I'll just show you quick. You get 2 sheets of cardstock. So then if you're a double page person, you can do your layout. Oh, I've bent up my stuff here. And then you've got 3 sheets of pattern paper. So that's the fun part. 2 sheets of yellow, that's nice. But look at these buttons, very cute. These are about my favorite kind of buttons. I actually don't like using buttons in my scrapbooking, but I think they're adorable. Really, really nice plaid. So even if you're looking at this and you're like, well, that's a lot of pink, like look at that. And then all of a sudden, all the pink be gone. I love it when they do that in a collection. I have 2 boys. I don't have little girls, although I have little nieces, and I'll tell you, they make their way into my scrapbook a bunch because super fun. There is some really cute note paper here with like the rainbow lines on it, and then some pencils. So getting crafty. I also have here this rainbow sheet of paper. Like, I'm in love with this paper, seriously. That is all kinds of yes. And then there's some really nice little polka dot hearts on the back along with that. So those are my papers in the Cute and Crafty from Doodlebug. Also included in the regular kit that you get, the reason why they're a kit, it's not just the papers and the cardstock, you actually get some embellishments. And they mix it up depending on the different company that they're showing product with. And for this one, you can see I've got like a little doily, and then there's a mixture of little pieces up from the die cut collection. So I have several pieces. And then, oh my gosh, there's a couple other little fun things in here too. So I'm gonna just pull this whole thing out. I don't always pull out all the little bits to show, but I have to show you. So not only are there lots of little fun things, I've got the word colorful in here, just saying they're spelling it wrong. They forgot a U. My Canadian girls are like, yes, get it. I understand. So lots of cute little pieces. Oh, look at the little cart, the little rolling cart for your stuff. That's adorable. But look here what they've also put in my kit. This is like a little metal brad that has a little pair of scissors. And then I've got some like teeny tiny little enamel hearts. So those are adorable. Okay, so I love those little pieces. And I'm not going to try to put them all back in that little baggie right now because that would just be a test of how dexterous is Alice this morning, and we're not going to go there. So I'll put that all back in here. So the next collection, totally different, right? And that's actually one of the things I love the most about these kits is that they are so different. Oh, I should show you really quick. In my embellishment kit, in my embellishment kit, to go along with the Doodlebug stuff, I got the whole package of these little sprinkles, the enamel dots. So that's perfect. Okay, so with this one here, this is from Echo Park, and it is the Echo Park Farmers Market collection. And we have here the full sheet of stickers, 12 by 12 sheet of stickers for this collection, which is great. Like then I've got all the options. And you know, I've been living the garden life this past year and a half. I may have added some chickens to my life as well. So there are definitely some icons on here that are helping me scrapbook some stories that I have going on. So the full sheet. So that's the embellishments for this one. With this, I've got 2 sheets of cardstock, and they are the white. I think it's oh, what do they call it? I don't know. It's white cardstock. It's fine. And then we've got 3 sheets of pattern paper. So this first one has lots of the little icons, the galvanized buckets and stuff like that. Really cute. There's just a nice plain simple, it's like a dark teal green color on the background. A nice yellow plaid. I like that one a lot. Ooh, and that's a pretty bold floral on the other side. I love me some like really bold papers. And then gorgeous wood grain, and then some more icons on this side. So it's a nice collection, right? They look at the whole collection of the papers when they make their selections, and they're like, what do we need to put together a good layout, right? Like, and you really have options. Do you want to bring a little bit more of that in there? You can just see how nice that could go together when you're putting together the pages. They really add a lot of, they do good choices in picking. I have to appreciate, like, they usually include some kind of like stripe or plaid or something. They have your bold pattern. They have, you know, your more neutrals. With this, what did I get with this as an extra? So extra pieces with this is I got some of the die cuts. Now you'll notice with the die cuts, this is not the whole package of die cuts. This is the die cut, right? Yeah. Just making sure I got the right thing. It's not the whole package of die cuts. They break up a package of die cuts so that you get an assortment of stuff, and that's usually plenty of stuff for me to make some nice pages. And then I've got to play with this paper, and I didn't have to make a life commitment to like having a whole paper pad or overbuying way too many sheets, which is definitely my tendency. Okay, this one here is from Echo Park, and it is called Let's Go Camping. And we have here some neutral kind of brown beigey paper for cardstock. I also have 3 sheets of pattern paper. You've got these cute lanterns. Like, I love that. That's so cute. They've got the cute little lanterns. The little word says explore on the banners. And back here, we've got on the plaid, we've got a great stripe. We've got a super starry sky. Look at the cute stars. And then we've got some little triangles, which, you know, could be reminiscent of mountains or something, depending on what you're doing. And then your buffalo plaid. So that's fun. And I like just like looking to see like how do they mix and match. Ooh, that combination right there, that's camping, right? And then I've got an assortment of die cut pieces. And then you can actually see there's some little tiny brown paper clips for just adding that little touch of detail. I love little middle embellishments. I've been a big fan of using a little metal embellishment on my pages for years. So I love when I see some of that. Seeing this like with those little scissors in that first collection, the little clips in this one, I'm like, please tell me that little metal embellishments are on their way back. I love them. And so in my add-on embellishment kit, I also have the full sheet, the 12 by 12 sheet of stickers. So I have all of the things for going camping. Oh my gosh, my husband and I used to do this with one of those truck campers years ago. We got fires, marshmallows, we got the moose, we got the bear, we got the deer, all the things that I think are essential. I don't want to see these when I'm camping. I don't mind seeing it when I'm driving somewhere, but like, I don't want to see it when I'm camping. Thanks very much. Bear, stay home. But this is super fun. This is a great collection. And then finally, we're getting to the last one. This one is from Photoplay, and we've got the whole sheet of stickers again. Like, what a great way to get, you know, enough embellishments for doing stuff. And like when I use stickers, like I pop them up on foam tape a lot so that I can add extra dimension and see. So this collection is called Snail Mail, and it has some really fun characters in it. You see their little snails, of course, but it's cute. There's a little puppy, there's a little kitty. They kind of hedge their bets. They've made the cat people and the dog people happy with this one. But I love this. These little snails are so cute. And like, trust me, like if I see like a snail or something in my garden, I'm like, ew. But on here, adorable and cute. And then there's wonky plaids. So you see how it's kind of wonky, right? They're not exactly straight lines. They've got a nice neutral blue here, and then a lovely busy small pattern floral on the other side. A diagonal stripe. I gotta love me a diagonal stripe. Like diagonal stripes are great, right? Like even if you have nothing else to do with them, you stick them around your layout and you have this beautiful border. 2 sheets of black cardstock for this. And what's on the back of this stripe? Oh, like a nice little soft dot. Okay, so that's the fun stuff that I have to play with for today. And now, oh, the extras. In my embellishment kit here, I have some little die cut pieces. So there's a couple that are like in sheets, and then I've got some of the loose ones as well for adding. So it says, I'm grateful for all that you do. So if you're sending like cards or something like that, this would be great. Snail mail, right? Or just like, scrapbooking your gratefulness for something. That would be good. Okay, so that is what we've got going on to play with today. If you're here, if you want to let me know in the chat, what's on your desk? What kind of stuff are you playing with? Oh, Ross says, I love your nails, Alice. Okay, so I'm like in between colors right now. I have some crazy nails going on. Is the blue in Echo Park a royal blue? Okay, so we've got like the 2. I'm not sure when you put this message up. Let's have a look here. So this one is definitely not like royal. This one is really dark and navy. So maybe it was this one. Let's have a look here. Ooh, so I would say no. I would say this is almost like a teal blue, like a dark teal. I don't know if like what the word, if you were into let me see, what's the stamping one? Stampin' Up. If you were into Stampin' Up, this is not quite navy. Okay, like if anybody goes back that far, this is not quite navy. So that's my best comparison for you. So I think I'm going to be using this camping one, which is fun because I have some camping pictures. But I'd love to know. Yeah, so Vicky says she's working on a boy album kit. April's at the cabin. She's just looking out the windows. That's super nice. And Nancy says hi from Minnesota. April says cute. I have a snail mail stamp set. I agree. Cartoon snails are unlike in real life snails. Marta's saying hello from Red Deer. Hello, she's close by. And she's packing to do a crop this afternoon. You're getting all the scrapbooking in. Awesome. Okay, well, today I am going to use this packer right here, which means I should put the other ones out of reach for now. And because I have printed off some cute camping pictures. So this is my husband burying my friend's son at the beach, at the lake. Now, this is not beach if you're like Florida. I get it. This is like grungy lake beach. Totally. But this is our beach, so we're making the best of it. But the kids thought that was really funny that they could get buried at the beach. And yep, they helped dig the hole. My husband thought he would bury the little guy, and he thought that was totally fun. So he had never been buried in the sand before. So every kid needs to experience that, even if it can't be on a beautiful Florida beach where you'd actually want to be buried in the sand. So I'm gonna start off by taking a peek again. I love these patio lanterns. I somehow think I'm gonna have to include that, even though we're not technically in the campground, like campsite there. I think it works. I would normally be drawn to this buffalo plaid, but I do like these little mountainy triangles. And I do like that. Ooh, that's a good contention. Ooh, that's a good paper. Really nice. So we'll see if I start with a little bit of background here. I feel like I need some more pops of red, so I might have to bring some of that glow check in here. But I do have lots of nice pieces as well. So I printed them this way with my printer so that I made them both the same height. And I chose like 3.5 inches for my height. So with this one being sideways and this one being vertical, I thought it might be cool to kind of have them side by side, kind of in a line. And that's why I made them both the same height. Now this paper pack has like actual white in it. So I'll just leave the white on my pictures as I trim them down with my trimmer that I hid. Give me a second. Oh, it's right here. I was actually cleaning up, which was great. My room needs it desperately, but I'm like, oh, trimmer. So I'm going to trim these down a little bit just to give me something a little more size-wise to work with. And we'll get this page underway. It was super fun. We actually went camping in our RV with my husband. It's more like random camping. We never quite know where we're going to show up. Never quite know where we're going to go. He's not really into like planning camping and booking campsites. It's more like he'd rather sleep on the side of the road if he needed to. And I'm like, oh, fun. But we spent the whole day at the lake with my friends. I kind of knew they were there, but we didn't really think about it when he showed there. He didn't know they were there. And then I'm like, great, we got friends here. And yeah, super fun. It's the first time that we've hung out together in quite some time. So it's good. But seeing those kids. So my friend is the same age as me, and I'm gonna tell on us. We're 43 years old. Did I say? My husband's 45. I think. This is terrible. Okay. But anyways, I'm 43 years old. So she's 43 years old. And this little guy is 5, and she has a 3-year-old, and she's my age. And I'm like, girl, what are you thinking? I'm too old for this. I am way too old for this, but it's good. She's a great mom. She has to be. She has a ton of kids. Okay, so I like, ooh, these ends are here. So this bottom piece, it looks like a strip sticker, but it's actually little individual words that come off. So that's interesting. And yeah. Oh, I like the little banner. So there's some good icons in here that I'll be able to use. Okay. Because I love this patio lanterns, I really need to incorporate that across the page at some point. I want to bring some of this maybe down part of the side here. And ooh, I've got that nice stripe, and then I've got these stars. Okay, so we'll do stars across. We'll do this in a strip. We'll have a little bit of accent with the stripes. And then we'll decorate with some patio lanterns and some stickers. Okay, there we go. Oh, and I've got these pieces. I should spread those around too. No sharks, says Nicole, so it might be better. Yeah, I know, like that's the thing, camping at the lake, definitely no shark. They do catch some really big jackfish in that lake, so you know there are some really big ones. It's actually a dam and some of the fish there get really big. Sue says she's doing digital while she's watching. She's using some Allie Edwards stuff today. And Karen says, I have the Make a Splash collection from the paper person. I finally caved and got the Prima Capri collection before it's gone. I know what it's like, right? When you see a collection and you're like, I just love this. I need to get some of this. And yeah, it's pretty fun. Sometimes it's terrible. Like I need to do a little more scrapbooking to keep up with my shopping habit, right? My scrapbooking habit needs to start keeping up with my shopping habit, which is one of the reasons that getting the kits is really helpful. It kind of curtails how much I get. So if you're curious, if you came late, they're from the ScrapRoom. My kit is from the ScrapRoom. It's scrap-room. And they're not paying me to say it. I just like their stuff. So. But I really do like their stuff. Okay, this is the one that has the plaid on the back. So if I cut a piece off of here, I think I'll have it just a little narrower than that. So 4 inches should be good. Flip it over because I want to remember to use that. And we should be good to go. The prize ribbon distress oxide goes well with the capri. See, you're already color matching all the stuff. Getting it all color matched and figured out. Okay, so I'll go with this down here. And then I wanted to use some of this across this way. I think kind of just as like a little matte layer here underneath my photos. I think. So I'll go with that. And yeah, there's so many good collections out there right now. Like the designers are making it hard because, you know, they make good stuff and then I want to buy it all. What is your favorite collection that you've seen lately, or the favorite of the 4 that you saw here? Like we had the Doodle Bug, Let's Get Crafty. We had 2 from Echo Park this time. So there was the farmer's market one with all the farm stuff, and then there was the camping one with all the camping stuff, and then there was the photo play, the Snail Mail, which is also really cute. It's actually probably the first one I would have normally used if I didn't have camping pictures that were just kind of too perfect for this. This is too wide, so I want to take it off about that much. Oh, somebody has something surprising. Let's have a look here. There we go. So kind of fun. I actually had to go into my stash today and grab a new tape runner. I used the Glue Dots one because I really like them. But it was my last refill that I had. And I was like, no. I forgot that I had like really made a dent in them when I did the load challenge in May, because I did so many pages in such a short amount of time. We were scrapbooking in the Scrap Happy group. We were inspired by the Golden Girls, like so fun. Oh my gosh. And then we ended up, yeah, I did all of my days that month. So I actually did my 31 days. This is not working very good. I've never had one of these. Oh, I think it was just the beginning. I'm like, whoa, this is terrible. Let's just pull some of that junk off of there. Don't need that. Don't need a little extra texture under my photos. Like I use these because they're so reliable, but there we go. I liked them better than the other those other little blue ones called, the other little snail ones. Tombow. Yeah, I like this better than the Tombow generally, as long as it behaves itself. Oh, now I want this underneath that photo, kind of like that. Good. So I like to kind of shuffle things around and then stick things down. Everybody kind of has their own way. I used to measure everything extremely precisely. So the fact that I eyeball anything now is kind of amazing, but I think it's good. Can I make this show up better? It is so bright in this room, and I think that my camera is like overwhelmed by how bright it is because it's not showing up that bright. Okay, so now we have this gorgeous lantern paper that I really wanted to bring in here. So I think what I'll do, what do I have in here? I definitely don't have enough lanterns in here to recreate it. So I'm actually gonna fussy cut. I'm gonna fussy cut this little row of lanterns across right here. I say that with disdain because anybody that knows me or has been around me knows that fussy cutting is not my favorite thing in the world. And we definitely need more red in here. So we'll be bringing in some red, but I'll get out my little scissors. We'll do some fussy cutting. So Sue says, you hate that. I know. I totally do. It's not my thing, but I can't help it. Like sometimes I like what I can do with it. So I'm like, I'm willing to do it if it has enough payoff, but I don't have to like it. And I know the tricks. It's not that hard. It's just not that fun either. So I'm wondering if I should leave those little pieces on there. That. But we'll make short work of it, or as short as possible. While we're talking about that, last night we had a little conversation. We were doing a little Scrap Happy event. We call it Scrap Happy Together, and it's just a chance where we hang out together and scrapbook, or sometimes just visit. And we had a few little, like, definitely not talking about scrapbooking moments, but one of the things we talked about scrapbooking, and I know Marcia, I'm pretty sure I saw Marcia, and she was here last night, and Vicky was here last night. So Karen was there last night. So we have a few people that were there with me last night. We started talking about the Olympics, and I was like, I have just been loving the Olympics. And then I said, I was thinking about what we would do for a scrapbooking Olympics. So like, think about like, what kinds of categories would we have, right? They have all these different artistic sports. And Shella says, please. She says, please, a scrapbooking Olympics. Like, and I think like, I definitely don't have the bandwidth to pull that off right now. I hate that when people say that. So I don't have the energy to pull that off right now. That is not something that I would do this time. However, for future Olympics, like, we're actually only a year from Winter Olympics. That's coming up. Like, that's coming up, right? They do those every, like, we think of Olympics as every 4 years. Yeah, but like Winter Olympics is the other two. So we do have other Olympics coming up sooner than 3 years from now, being that 2020 is actually in 2021. So yeah, thinking about that, we started talking about the topics that we would have, like obviously, like in the rock wall climbing, because they now have like climbing as a thing, they do a speed element. We could have speed scrapbooking, right? We could have fussy cutting involvement. We would have required elements, right? Maybe fussy cutting might be a required element. We would have a whole category just for digital scrapbooking. We could do like so many fun things. And I did mention that like technically we probably couldn't call it Scrapbooking Olympics, but you know, we would come up with a fun name and we'd all know what we were doing. We'd all know. So I thought that might be a super fun thing to try, being that I love challenges so much. I think that could be a really fun challenge, right? So are y'all thinking speed skating in Winter Olympics, right? Points for difficulty. Synchro scrapping, says Betty. Fun idea, as in February 2020. Synchro scrapbooking. What would the scrapbook equivalent be of curling? Ooh, what would be the scrapbooking equivalent of curling? That's a good one. Something where we have to yell a lot. Sweep, sweep. Yeah, if you've never watched curling, you're probably not Canadian. Or, you know, you haven't caught that part on the Olympics. Yeah, super funny. I just love like the variety of the sports. And I think scrapbooking has so many elements, right? We've got our mixed media. We have our pocket page. There's curling in Minnesota too, says Nancy. I know. I did curling and physed in high school. Yep, that was us too. Got to have your high school curling element. It doesn't happen everywhere. I'll say. I don't think that my boys ended up curling. Oh, maybe one of them did. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that the cold places, they're a thing here. Let's have a look. This is getting really tedious now. This is where fussy cutting is like not fun. It's like doing the little doodaddy things. I could probably try to leave it, but I really wouldn't like it. The Scrap Olympiad. I know, we need some names. Karen says, I think we talked about a relay event where each team gets the same product and sketch and we see what the end result is. Yeah, you got to have like team events and yeah, all the fun stuff. So it was fun thinking about how that would be turned into a scrapbooking competition. Journaling, creativity of titles. I'm terrible at titles. Nancy says, you're good at it. I think it's relaxing to fussy cut. I'm like, how come this isn't done yet? That's my thing. It's like, I just want this to be done so that I can go on to the next part. But yeah, I don't feel that I'm terrible at it. I just feel that it's not fun for me. I try to think about as many straight lines as I can. Like, what can I cut? When I cut the bottom, I tried to make it so then I could just go in for as many straight lines as possible for doing the little detail stuff up here. Yeah. So yeah, my daughter-in-law often refers to her Olympic physique as her curling body. I'm like, more suited for hammer throw right now than I am for some of the other events. Let's just say, especially after my COVID. Although I have not any of those muscles. Like those women have muscles. Let me tell you. Weightlifting. I tried to watch a little bit of nearly everything. It's been so fun. Yeah. We definitely have artistic elements, but we could also have the compulsory. So I think it's good. The worst part is like the judging panels, right? Watching the diving, they have 7 judges and they only use the points from 3 of them because they knock out the 2 top and the 2 bottom. So it just shows you sometimes there's like a lot of variation in there. Even the best experts don't always agree. Oh, Bonnie is here. Bonnie, hello. I haven't seen you for a while. For the last Olympics and the next one, the US curling championships were or will be held in Omaha, Nebraska, which is where I live sometimes. I I went last time in Omaha. I sat in the second row from the ice and it was great watching it live and in person. I made a scrapbook page with a selfie and shots of the USA teams and the ice. I'm now a big fan of curling. My my grandmother-in-law, I guess, my husband's grandmother, she loved watching curling and she knew like all the players and all the teams. And whenever we'd be over at her place, if like it was curling season, it was on the TV and she'd just be yelling at those guys on the TV. That guy's a big jerk. This is this guy. This guy's really good. Let me say, like, I loved curling a lot more after watching her watch curling. So I was kind of saying last night that sometimes with things like my husband watches me watch it, like when we went to our hockey game, it was a case of me watching grandma watching curling made it fun. So there are different ways to enjoy sports. Okay, I'm nearly done this torture. We're getting near the end. Thank goodness. And you know, that's like enough fussy cutting, fuzzy cussing. That's probably what's gonna happen. Watch out. This is Ellis, watch it. This is keeping it PG here at least. Yeah. Karen says, I love the meme where the little toddler girl watches the weightlifting and gets so excited by how strong the women are. Oh, yeah. I have to say, like Canada, like we have men at the Olympics too, and there's a couple of stars, but the Canadian women like owned the Olympics. Like they were killing it. Like they were doing such a good job. Their team, I think, is bigger than the men's team, actually. And yeah, like placement wise and everything, so good. So yeah, it's been very inspiring for female athletes. Donna's here. She says, I'm watching my phone. Better late than never. Hello, Donna. Yeah, I showed off the kits. I got some good ones to work with this time. Well, like every time. I'm always like, ooh, what do I start with first? And yeah, this one is Echo Park. What was it called again? Let's Go Camping. Yep, makes sense. And yeah, it's really cute. But I just love these patio lanterns. My parents used to have patio lanterns, oh gosh, when I was a little kid, that were shaped like little owls. They were just little plastic, some cheap things, right? Like, but they were shaped like little owls and they had them hung in the trees and they would light up with different colors. I was obsessed with them as a kid. I thought they were absolutely great. Okay, so here's the payoff, guys. How cute that is. Oh my gosh. There's the payoff. All of that work. All right, let's get the little scrappies out of the way here. So cute. So that's going to go across up here. And I'm going to have this over here. I'm actually thinking I'm going to move this up now and leave more space down here. And I need to bring a little bit of stuff. I'm gonna call this, I was hoping to pull one of these names. See, there's a different banner, but it's not as good. I got the word camp. There's the great outdoors. There's a cute little banner that says happy camper. There's some fun things here. I'm especially looking at things that have red because I really want to pull some of the red, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pull some more of the red in here. So I'm just looking, if I'm pulling red down into here, I could use these letters at the top for my title or like part of a title. Ooh, and I forgot about these things. Let's have a look and see what's in here. Our family camping trip. It's like the family that you make for yourself. That's your friends. Find, let's say, oh, it says find adventures. I'm like, find adventures. And it just wasn't making sense. It's like, find some adventures. Okay, get it. I see where you're going. Camping is the original social distancing. It was for us last year. Enjoy the great outdoors, the ultimate adventure, rest and relaxation, explore nature, climb mountains, the wild is waiting. Oh, I kind of like that. That's a cute one. How nice that is. Oh, I was telling you guys earlier, my nails, like I said, I'm between colors and I'm testing. So I got this Olive and June stuff because Kathy Zelsky is like showing me her cute fingernails and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love that. So I've tried it and I do all the prep work the way you're supposed to, and it does not stay on for more than a day where I'm like satisfied looking at it the next day. It just like breaks off the ends too much and just doesn't stay. And I find that it's too transparent. I don't know. I am less than thrilled. Let me just say, less than thrilled. Ooh, okay, this is gonna go here. Oh, see, I wanted this like that. Yeah, that can go. Yeah, that can go. I've got room for the word camp. That's gonna pop up. Ooh, I got some little banner flag things. That's, ooh, what do they spell? They spell camp. That's cute. Okay. Oh, look what they did for the A. There's a little tent. That's a, there is an A as well, but that's way more fun. They had both. Some people would be like, no. And there's a little directional arrow, a cute little patio lantern, and let's dream under the stars. Well, we're not really doing that. And I could chop some of this if I want to say camping trip. So I like this. This is good. I'm bringing a little piece of that. I wanted more of that down here. I still like those other letters, but they need something to sit on. So we're going to go back to these papers and see what my stuff can sit on. Not on the stripe, because that's not going to show up good on the stripe. But on this would be okay. It's too close in color. I feel like I have too dark of colors. I've got this. The letters aren't going to stick out on there. Okay, so I need a little piece of this red. Yeah, that would work. We'll see about those. Let me cut it there. Okay. I like to just work my way through pages. I do use sketches sometimes, and I'll tell you, those pages are way faster. So secret to speeding up your scrapbooking, sketches for me is definitely helpful. But I also like to just kind of work through a page and feel like I'm playing and creating. So that's good. Okay. Got a little bit of that there. And I do have that stripe. I wanted to bring some stripe in, but I don't think those letters are going to pop on it. See, they've got to be on something more solid. It'd be okay. Barely. You need something almost brighter and they won't stand out on the stripe. So, fewer options. That's the Patio Lanterns. I don't think I'd like those down. I don't think I'm going to use those. I just don't think that that's going to work for me. So that's fine. That means that I'm gonna want this down here, not up there. There. And that's why I stick nothing down. Brielle says, read the nails. You really have to let the layers dry for like a long time and add enough layers that are thin, and then add a top coat every day or every other day. And that's why I'm doing press on. Yeah. So I was using the blue and then it was coming off by the next day and I was doing another top coat. I can't use the press-ons. They come off too easy, and I can't do the fit because I can't stand the tactile feeling of them. So I'm going back to my other polish that actually works way better and I like it more. So Sally Hansen Miracle Gel with the 2-step, you have to use the color and the top coat. You have to use the others, no good, but that stuff stands up, like it holds. Like you still have to let your layers dry, but 2 layers, like 2 colors, like two layers of your color is fine. And I need 3 layers of these colors to make them hold up and look decent. And that's too much to have to do. Just checking to see how much of the red I want to have there. And maybe, no, I do want to have that all the way up. Okay, that was good. Need another little piece of, well, that's not. Well, I could use one of these to spell my title on. And I think I have to trim this down a little. Oh no, I was going to put those other things on there. That's what I'll do. Okay, I'm going to skip the title part for now because it's driving me crazy and I'm not finding a solution that I like. But I'm going to stick these layers down because I'm going to use these other words. And I'll add my journaling down here on the bottom on this tan part because, you know, I got to explain this. Like, obviously, you can see a kid getting buried, but the fact that it's my friend's kid and we haven't seen them I got to hang out together for ages, you know, there's some story. And a little stripe piece. Got some stripe. There we go. This is looking okay. Not sure about the stripe. Almost liked it better without it. Okay, this red is too wide now for what I've done. Yeah. There. Make the adjustments, do the little bits. I think that this in the end will be great. It's just getting it there sometimes. That's like the question, right? And lanterns. So I think what I'm going to do with these lanterns is I'm going to actually like just fold them up a little bit at the end because that way the little banners. I like both photos on the same mat. Thank you. You could put vellum under them to help them stand out. That's actually a really good idea too, April. I do keep some kind of handy on my desk too. So I'm going to fold them up. I might actually put some pop-up tape underneath like a few of them to get them to really add a little dimension along there. For now, I'm just going to stick the end pieces down, and then I'll see if I have to add some little pieces underneath, like other parts of it. And I don't think my air conditioner got turned on up here, and it is getting warm and toasty, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Okay, be right back. There. That's better. Okay, so that's cute. This is up here. This will come down here. I want it there. I still want it up here. This is a little big. No, I'm gonna stick it there. I think that's fine. Makes me give it a little bit more space. And what do I do with that? Stripe. I'm gonna tuck a little piece of stripe right here. Yeah, that's cute. Just needed a little bit of that stripe. And I like these letters, and I'm gonna put them down here, but I'm gonna just make sure that the red is on the blue part. I think that's gonna be okay. I should spell camp correctly. That would make a big difference. Did anybody catch me doing that? Like spelling the word camp wrong? Like that would be bad. That would be bad. I don't know, it's still too close to this other one that I'm just not loving that together. Yeah, I need another piece of something else right there. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick this down and I'll figure it out as we go. I think part of the issue is I don't have any like roundish shapes on here, and I really use a lot of roundish shapes. Okay, new addition to my scrapbook room. This T-square, and I'm telling you, like putting something on my page and actually having it straight the first time so I don't have to pick it up 12 times. Yes. It's like, where have you been all my life? I don't know if I'm going to cut some of that off, so I actually didn't stick that part down. I leave a lot of little options as I create for things to change. As you can see, sometimes it takes a minute to get to where I think it should be. Okay. I've got that. And I do like this one. So I'm going to put it on here and I'm going to pop it up. And I love your layout, especially the back. The banner is adorable, right? It's like so fun. When I saw that paper, I'm like, oh, like potential background paper for me, because I am all about using those bold patterns. I love them. But this just, yeah. But then I'm like, oh, cutting it out, having it run like a little banner across the top. He's so adorable. Even if I have to cut it out. Even if I have to cut it out. And stick this on straight, huh? Okay, I've got these cute little things on here that say stuff like happy camper, let's go exploring, roughing it, take a hike, go outdoors. And I'm going to put a couple of these along here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to cut that or not. I'll just leave it for now. And I think these are going to have to be popped up, but this tape is a little too wide. So I don't know if you guys use these scissors. These are the Tim Holtz. These are the old ones and they had red handles. I think they have black handles now or something. It's like scissors. But they're super good scissors. I have to tell you, like, I don't think I appreciated, I know sewing people know it, right? They know the value of good scissors, but I don't think I appreciated the value of good scissors until I got my first pair of these. I think I had used somebody else's at a crop and then I was like, oh, that fussy cutting and effort and dimension totally makes a pop. It's cute. Thank you. Yeah. See, I don't have to like fussy cutting to know that it's good. Okay, and these are going to be cute along here. Let's see if I can kind of test and see how I want them laid out. I think we'll go with 5. And I kind of spaced them between like the photo size. That's kind of where they're going to be spaced, I think. I think that'll work. This is a little bit, they're just a little tiny bit narrower than that. So trim off that little bit. We're going to pop these up on the side. I love having a little bit of dimension. I'll tell you, when I first started scrapbooking, no, pages should be flat. And I took a long time actually to come around to the whole dimension thing. And now it's like, oh no, I'll just pop this up. I'll just get some tape. Now I buy my rolls of tape like this, right? Like it was giant when I got it. And I'm like, yes, more is more. And, you know, I think scrapbooking has seen people go through the minimalism phase. And I was like, that's really cool. So let me know, are you minimalist scrapbooker or are you a maximalist scrapbooker? Because like, it's, yeah, some people can do the minimalist thing. And I'm like, all the power, man. Like, that's amazing, but so not me. April says, I love my close to my heart non-stick stickers for the same reason. They're such good scissors. Yeah, once you know what good scissors are like, it's like, oh, I get it now. Like all of a sudden I understood why my mom was like, don't use those scissors. Those are for my sewing. They're only for fabric. And yeah, my mom sews. You guys are laughing at that, right? Because I'm like terrible with the whole sewing thing. Yeah, my mom, she's like great at it. Not something I did. Oh, I got this too wide. And that's gonna bug me. There we go. Just clean it up a little bit. I know the finicky stuff. Of course, Sisu. Paper scissors and fabric scissors do not meet. It's yeah. So if you have like also like scissors and non-stick scissors, like they're things, right? Like I didn't understand how much better having non-stick scissors were until I started like, you know, cutting things like foam tape, and then your scissors get all clumped up and you're like sitting there trying to pry them apart because they're stuck. I'm like, oh, this is way better when you do it like that and have the right tools. A little bit more. I'm going to trim this a little tinier to start with so I don't have that problem again. That last time. And then yeah, this is looking close. I don't know if I'm gonna get these letters on here. I really wanted them on here, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen. It's causing me grief. I want to put some kind of cute icon on here too. like some kind of little camping thing, I think would be cute. My husband, does anybody else ever say that things are not cute? April says, I am not a minimalist. I relate. I resemble that statement. I resemble that remark. Isn't that how that goes? Yeah. Vicky says, I love my creative memory scissors for fussy cutting. I like my Sam hole scissors for cutting things other than paper. I use my T ruler for making plaid backgrounds. That's getting fancy. But like, yeah, like how would you do it without? Seriously. Lots of measuring. That's how I would have done it. Lots of measuring. I'm like, I can tell you exactly because that's the kind of thing I would do. Sue says, I have ProCraft nonstick scissors that I've had forever. And since I only use them for sticky stuff, they've lasted long and they're so worth it to have. Yeah. And I think like having good tools is a really important part. I remember having a paper trimmer that every time I cut a piece of paper, it would kind of go wing at the end and it would just make this one little crooked little cut right at the end. And I'm like, why can't they make the paper trimmer cut straight? And like, you're kind of using special tricks to make it go straighter. And it's just like, I am fighting really hard to make this work. Okay. So this little piece has to go, right? Like, you seeing what I'm seeing? That piece has to go. I think it's going to go right down to here. And I think I need another piece of it down here now. It's going to look like it's all big one piece, but totally cheating. Which means that I'll have some left over for my next page that I want to do. I did 3/4 of an inch. So it should work again. And I'll sneak that just underneath the red, I think. Just down to the same spot. So I'll pre-cut this one because I know where I'm at now. The thing about stripes, they line up. Okay. Okay. So that's a good start. I need a couple little details and stuff like that. So with some stickers and some, oh, I've got these cute little pieces too. Oh, this one's got to go. Unless I put like another little boating or camping thing on here. Yeah, so that's where we're at. But I think that right now we should take a little pause and we should do a draw, right? Because this is like, you know, it's like sitting at like 90, maybe 85%, right? I don't necessarily have the title that I want on there. We'll see how that goes. But sometimes, you know, those little subtitles are good enough. Okay, let's go back here and let's do our draw because, you know, that's super fun. So stop this. Hello, everyone. And yeah, let's draw for our prize. So we have on the table for somebody, you get the whole flavors of the month pack from the ScrapRoom. So you can find their information at scrap-room, and it is their flavors of the month pack. Did anybody look up the price for me? I forgot to do that. So scrap-room.com. And they have these flavors of the month. They also have some other kits that they do as well. You can get add-ons for the different kits. And so one of the big kits is the flavors of the month where you get 4 mini kits, but they also have a double shot, where you kind of get more stuff, but just 2 collections with the double shot. And if you decide that you want flavors of the month and double shot, you're going to end up with 6 different collections, because the double shot collections are different than what is in the flavors of the month. So all the variety. I honestly don't even know how they do it, because it's like, are there enough scrapbooking lines produced to put out as many different collections as they do? They do a good job. Ross says, I keep meaning to go check them out. So yeah, and like they actually post all kinds of helpful stuff for using the kits that they put together as well. I'm just a big fan. Like I said, I pay for my kit. I'm just gonna show this really quick. I pay for my own kit, so I have no problem telling them. Like you can see, like they show off kind of what's in the kits as well in a video every month, and then you can go and yeah, join their different kit clubs. They have the embellishments. You can buy them one off, or you can make a commitment, I think, where you get like the kits over and over again. So it really is up to you as to what you decide to do. So yeah, so flavors of the month, what does it say? $25.95 for all of the stuff that I showed you, except for the embellishments, because the embellishments are extra. I don't see where that is, but they also have some additional paper add-ons and stuff. So yeah, there's lots of really great ways. And if you're confused about any of the offerings, they're so helpful with sorting it out. I just want to give them a shout out. I don't think I do that often enough to really tell me, like, to share how great they are and how much fun they are for me to work with. I'm going to pull up a random number generator, and we have 41 people here right now. So one of those people is me, which means that you will have one chance in 40 for being our prize winner today, and you will receive the August Flavors of the Month kit. So I'm going to hit the generate button, and it's person number 11. So I'm going to scroll down my list that I have right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it is Diane Labadie. Diane Labadie, you are our winner of the kit. So congratulations so much. I'm gonna just write this down. Diane, can you please email me to support@scraphappy.org? And I will pass that on. They'll just need your email address and stuff, and I'll get you hooked up with the Scrap Room. So August winner. So that's good. So yeah, really fun. So congratulations, Diane. And yeah, if you're looking for something, it's not a commitment. Like you don't have to commit. I think that's like also great. Like, but I will say their kits run out a lot. So that is definitely the thing that happens. If you're not committed, you can miss out unless you're like right there on the ball when they release the kits. Diane says, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I can't wait to play. Thanks, Alice. You are so welcome. So fun. So this page needs like little doodads. And I think I usually add my little doodads when I'm finishing off my journaling and stuff. So I think what I'm going to actually do is put this stuff aside, and I'm going to pull out something for a second page and play with the second page. And that's a surprise to me because I didn't actually plan on that. I didn't actually print off another picture, but that's okay because I'll just, I have a stack of them here on my desk. So I'm not short on photos. Let's just say I'm not short on photos. Okay, let's put all these little doodads here, and yeah, we've been working with the Scrap Room for a while now. I think when Gossamer Blue closed, so it's been a while, and so happy, so happy. This has just been for myself, like having that taste of all of these different kits is really, really fun. Okay, so a stack of photos that I have on my desk. Grab one of those. April says it's been fun hanging out. I have to run. Bye, Scrappy Sisters. Well, I'm glad you made it at least to like the draw time, April. Glad you made it at least that long. Because super fun. Oh, I've got these great ones. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna end up using this other kit. Oh, wait a second. What was in this one? The snail mail could be fun. Got a lot of red in these pictures. That snail mail does not have red. So no, I'm gonna use this other one. Very predominant color. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm gonna go back and share my screen. Sue says, I just finished my layout as well, although it's really done and doesn't need more doodads. I cannot journal and talk at the same time, let me tell you. I actually used to try doing that and things got really quiet for a while and I'm like, and then if I'm like, oh, just talk, all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, and I can't think. So it's terrible, just terrible. I just had to be like, no, journaling has to go after, and like depending on how I add the journaling, I kind of build little clusters around it. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so I have a picture of my boys. So side project of the year. So I'm doing some regular scrapbooking this year, but side project are pictures from 2010. Like, I know it's a while ago. But I had my two cousins come over from Wales, two young girls. They were each 15 years old, and they each came over and spent 4 weeks with us, but they were both only here for 1 week at the same time. So we had adventures for 3 weeks with one, then we spent the 2 weeks together, and then I had 3 weeks with the other girl. And it was super fun. And this is one of the pictures that I have, and they are on a CN, that's Canadian National Rail, caboose. So this is like the caboose that used to run at the end of the train. And yeah, this is by a little museum that's not too far from here. So it was kind of fun, and I had this cute picture. But I think that because it's actually at a museum, I've got pictures of us kind of at the museum as well. Whether I'll use those on the same page or not, I think I could do like maybe 2 or 3 pages that are kind of together here. And actually it would be kind of perfect for doing like a page that's like a focus page and then having like a pocket page beside it. So I think that that would be kind of my option for that. So I'm going to play with the farm collection, which I think was a really good option. So I'm going to put this up on the screen again, and we'll play with this. Oh, cancel. I pressed the wrong button. Let me try again. Cable. Oh, it's trying to connect to the wrong device. That is not the right one. So turn off. No. So difficult sometimes. I can go and unplug the other device if I have to, but it's like, no, it's trying to do the wrong thing. Give me a second, guys. That's so funny. Like it worked just fine before, but now it's like, no, I gotta talk to this other thing. I just can't forget to plug that back in. Otherwise my home automations won't work later. There we go. And says I'm screen sharing, but you guys aren't seeing anything yet, right? That's so funny. Why is it difficult now? You try one more time. Okay. Well, I'm glad this is working badly today of all days, because like I sometimes use this during our big lab event. And I'm like, this can be solved. I'm sure this can be solved. Why it started not working? I don't know if it's just trying to think still. Okay, well, back up here. And you're still not seeing my stuff. Nicole, can you shake your head and tell me if you're seeing my screen at all? You're not seeing anything, right? Okay. I don't think so, because usually it pops up different here for me. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So I don't know if it's gonna work. I tried unplugging it and plugging it back in, you know. That's the end of my tech knowledge. I told Joe he didn't have to come until noon today. So yeah, that's very disappointing that it's trying to be difficult. I can see that it's kind of trying, but it's just not working. Okay. That's just not working. Okay. So we can hang out, we can chat and stuff. We wanted to have some time for show and tell also. So hopefully that will work. And yeah, so if you've been working on something and you have something to show, please let me know and we'll bring you up on camera. I'll put you on the focus so that we can talk without being interrupted. And yeah, we'll get to see what you're working on. Just looking at this, trying to, oh, see, this is a beautiful, beautiful path. This farm stuff. Sue says, I'll show mine. Oh, please, please, please. Is it digital? Do you want to like do a digital screen share or are you on camera? Screen share. Perfect. There, it's working. It hasn't popped up, but there we go. So this is Sue's page. Did you want to talk to? I don't know if I can hear you. I can't hear you yet.
There. No, I don't need to talk. I just we're together. And I was laughing when you were talking about the minimalist and maximalist or whatever, because I'm minimalist when I paper scrap, but maximalist when I digital, because it's like so easy just to throw stuff on the page. And I end up, oh, I'm going to throw stitches on. Oh, I'm going to throw paint on. And I throw all the stuff on, which I don't when I'm paper scrapping. So there you go.
That is totally beautiful. And I think that that's like so fun because like, yeah, I could see how stitching on digital might be a lot more fun.
Right. I never stitch on paper because that ruins my sewing machine needles. So yeah.
I'm scared for my needle to break because I actually don't know what kind of needle I need to buy for my machine. I'm not good.
Well, it's like paper scissors and fabric scissors. So sewing on paper just makes your needle blunt. So I'd go through needles way faster than I want to worry about. So
Karen says she has a sewing machine just for scrapbooking. See, that's dedicated to sewing.
I've thought about that, getting a little small one, just, and I'm like, no.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for showing us. So like, what's going on in this? You got this and that kind of on the page, and you've got like a screen capture or something.
Yeah, so I do social media pages for my adult children because then they do the journaling. So this is just something from last November and December. This a text of an interview with Joey, and then just somebody had talked about Brian's coaching, and so they're related but unrelated, so I just stuck them on and used that Allie Edwards this and that template.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
You are welcome. Okay, now where'd my screen stop go?
I think it's at the top of this.
There it is.
Like, I think you started at the bottom and then you ended at the top, which is not good user interface at all. Like,
right.
Karen says, Alice, you need to change your needles often. Bad needles can ruin your machine. Check your machine manual online. Okay. We had a sewing machine shop, like we had a sewing shop in town, and it burnt down at Christmas last year. And well, not last year, the year before. And they didn't rebuild. And so we went from having a beautiful sewing shop in our town, and I just at the time when I was getting interested in sewing a little bit, it burnt down. So I don't even have that resource to be like, help me, I'm like incompetent. Okay, so Sue has shared. Is anybody else wanting to share and show us your cool stuff? We would love to see what you've been making, creating, playing with. Oh, hey, I see Miranda is here. I've seen that Briella's here. Patty is here. Marge. Yeah, there's just a few people I hadn't said hi to. Stephanie, hello. Marcia, Nicole. Ooh, Stephanie has something to show. So let me put her at a spotlight. Oh, I can take my spotlight off. There. Oh, that's so cute. What are you working?
The stamp is from Inky Stamper, and I'm watercoloring.
So fun. So what kind of ink did you use to stamp?
Pencils.
Oh.
I used pencils to color, and I used Nuvo Black Shadow ink.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't run, so it's a really cool medium to use, and I usually heat set it. So
yeah, that's a good choice. I was gonna say, like, if anybody needs an option, I use the Gina K amalgam ink for my black when I do watercolor stuff, or like anything that's running, and that's also amazing. But yeah, I haven't used the Nuvo, but I've heard that it's really good. So that's a good recommendation. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I love seeing all of the stuff that we're creating and playing with and making. Oh, who was that I just saw? Somebody holding something up here. Vicky. Let's bring Vicky up. Hello, can you turn your audio on too? Let's see.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm still doing cards.
You're still working on cards. You're doing barbecue. 4th of
Yes.
July too. Got some party stuff going on there.
And this is a birthday card.
So fun.
And I use the markers, but I generally do the pencils and do the watercoloring. It comes out a lot better.
It was so interesting because I think I definitely shied away from using markers, like especially like Copics or something like that, because I just didn't have the skill to do it, right? Like it's one of those things that it has a learning curve.
It does.
And I took like just a little tiny class at one of the Scrapbook and Cards Today events, and she talked about these tri-blend markers that are alcohol ink markers, and they have 3 different ends on them. So you get 3 shades in one pen. And I was just like fascinated because I didn't have to figure out the colors for myself, right? And so you've got your light end, and then you've got your mid-range, and then you have your dark, all in one pen. My hands are a little sweaty.
Yeah.
So
I
can't
have
hold my pen. But having all 3 in one, but they also told me how to color. And that was like, oh, and they said, oh, you also need to use this special paper because the other paper, like the colors won't like stay wet almost long enough to blend or whatever. So these are a tri-blender from Spectrum Noir. And for me, that was totally the game changer in coloring. I actually can color now. Like
I have
I was
them, but
terrible
I
at it
just
before.
forget about using them.
Yeah. Patty says, I like the tri-blends. They work good. Like they're not Copics, but the cost of these is a lot more economical when you're getting 3 colors in one pen than a Copic, where you get 1 color in one pen. And yes, you can refill those eventually, but you got to get to the point where you need a refill, right? Like, and if you don't even get the skills and get the practice, like I could see maybe now that I understand how much, like how it works, if I really dove into that and was using that all the time, that maybe I would go into Copics or something now. But this was kind of like cracked something and made something finally work. It's like, oh, lightning. I finally get it. So that was really fun. Yeah, I just
Share.
Yeah, perfect.
So this is a tribute page that I was working on to my sister-in-law, who we lost in 2020. So it was a hard page to do, but a therapeutic page to do.
That is like tough. And like you've got some flowers on there.
Yeah, I did a poem by E.E. Cummings about in times of lilacs, it's just an E.E. Cummings poem. And then on the other side, I just wrote my thoughts about her and who she was.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful page. And like now that you probably have that out, it kind of, I don't know, like it kind of probably feels like you've kind of reached a little bit of peace with that, like knowing that you've taken the time to say something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen says, sorry for your loss, such a nice memory. And Diane says, it's beautiful, Nancy. It's very heartwarming. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Like, I think some pages like that can be such a challenge for us to do, but in some ways they become some of the more important pages that we might create, right? When we, I received a quote one time where I saw a quote and it says scrapbooking is like cheaper than therapy or something. And I'm like, I don't want to diss on therapy, but in so many ways, this helps us work through things that are going on in our own mind, right? And sometimes it's just even having that space where we allow ourselves to be creative, and that can be such a beautiful thing too. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. See, everybody, it's really fun to share and show us your fun things. Hint, hint. I love seeing it. I love seeing like what we all do. Scrapbooking is so diverse. Like when we were talking earlier about like a scrapbooking Olympics, there are just so many different categories of creativity that we can delve into, right? It's like, we have a whole Olympics worth of events that we could do. Like we can talk about mini albums, we can talk about pocket albums, we can talk about pages made on the Pocket Life app or Project Life app. We could talk about like 12 by 12 pages. We can talk about, pages using exclusively one paper line, pages that use stuff from different paper lines or different collections. And like there would just be so many fun ways to kind of look at our scrapbooking. And it really, we have to kind of find our own method. And for myself, like, I'm very happy with how I scrapbook, but I always want to try something else. It's like, oh, what else can I do? Or what else is going to challenge me? What else is going to let me have the fun while I'm making pages that hopefully mean something to me, right? Like for me, like the page that I made today, it doesn't feel important until you look at it like that's the first time I hang out with my girlfriends in a year and a half, right? Like that was the first time we got to hang out together. So all of a sudden this page that's like my husband burying a kid on the beach, right? Like it has a lot more meaning, and it's really what we put into that really, reflects in our scrapbooking. It's tough. Like I've said so many times, like scrapbooking is so much more than just a hobby. It's, we need a better word than hobby, because it is, it's capturing pieces of our life. It is, for some of us, it's a therapy thing. So it's interesting to kind of see where we all sit with that. I personally love learning new things, right? For me, like that's a huge part of it, which is why like I made the Scrap Smarter experience. I'm like, what do I want? Like it started because we couldn't host our Scrap Happy family reunion, which is like one of the best things that I get the opportunity to do within our Scrap Happy online community, is host like a real in-person event that we can go to. Vicky says it's an addiction. I've heard that too. But yeah, like hosting a get together for my friends that I meet online and having the chance to kind of get together in person. And that's just an amazing thing. Like I feel so lucky to have done that in the past. And I'm like really looking forward to doing that again. Yeah, and just the chance to travel to different places. Like I was talking with some of the gals like Brielle and some of the ones that were there before Sue, about how it would just be so much easier to host it in one place every year, right? If we just went to that one spot, it would be fine. We could just do that and we would have all of the mechanics of it sorted out. That would be easy. But it's better to go somewhere else and have that chance to explore and see stuff and kind of do something together. Actually consider like it really fortunate. Like our last one that we did in 2019 was not too far from my backyard, like a few hours. We went down to Calgary, Alberta, here in Canada, and it was so much fun to bring some of my Scrap Happy sisters together for the event. And we did scrapbooking, we did shopping, we did eating, we did all of those kind of things. We took classes because I brought in some different instructors for some classes. But we also, took time to just be together, right? And yeah, it's that kind of stuff that is so it's really like that connection that I find is amazing, and learning the new stuff. What time of year do you do? Usually in the summer. So mostly we've done them in July. One year we did one in as early as June. It was a little early for me and a little early for some people whose kids were still in school. But I find if we wait till August, then other kids are going back to school. Like up here, the break is July and August. And then if you go more south, then the break is more June and July. So trying to fit that in. But we actually, when we went to Colorado the one year, Claire came over from Australia, and she spent time with us. So Claire Cummings from our Scrap Happy group. So it was just really fun to see like how we can bring people together. I know for a few years there was a lot of chat about what about a European one. Diane says you have to come to Eastern USA at least once. So before I was actually even in Scrap Happy, they did one in Florida. But I wasn't in Scrap Happy yet. Actually, I think Danelle Manchi was the only person I think now that has been to every single one. She says, that's South. I know. I know it's South, but it's the East Coast. Yeah, no, we were looking. So our temporary plan right now was to go. Last year was supposed to be in Salt Lake City, and I had already like prepped sites and stuff. I was like just about signing on the bottom line with this hand because that one's useless. But I was just about signing the bottom line on our hotel bookings when things were shut down. So that didn't happen for last year. And then the plan was for the year after that to do East Coast. We were talking about locations, nothing had been decided, but it was definitely East Coast. And part of it comes down to having somebody that's on the ground that can do some of the stuff. But we had talked Philadelphia, and I was quite drawn to that idea because I wanted to run the Rocky Steps. So I'm like, that's like on my little list of things that Alice would like to do is run the Rocky Steps. I know, stand there at the top. Yeah, so Patty says, I can hook you up with all this Philadelphia. I know. And I'm like, that sounds fun. And like, honestly, it's so hard because you don't even know like where to like if you're not from the area, it's like, well, what part of Philadelphia, like which section, like are there any stores nearby that we could like maybe be like, oh well, we're gonna like do a little side trip over here, what kind of touristy things are in the area. Karen says you need to get in shape for that, there's a lot. I know, I would like get up there, I'd be like, I can't even lift my arms to celebrate, I'll be like it's good. I've been back in the pool though. I've been back in the pool, and it's amazing like how even that little bit back in the pool is making all the difference. So I'm coaching the kids and then I'm doing that. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. But that's like some of the thinking. But that's when we couldn't do that. I was like, okay, we're going to make something different. That's what I said. Well, we'll do something different. I can't recreate an online version of our family reunion. Like I just can't. Like you have to do that in person. So yeah, then I brought together these instructors for the Scrap Smarter experience. And then that was like very successful, and people were really excited about the classes and our keynote speakers. And then we did that again in January. And yeah, I'm excited to do it again. We're just 2 weeks away. I can't even believe it. Like 2 weeks from now, I'll be like doing Scrap Smarter again. And I'm so looking forward to it because we have some great teachers, great classes. Yeah. I hope you keep I got part of your message, Mary, but I didn't get all of it. but yeah, we're planning to go back to doing reunions again. So, but I've also been told that Alice, yeah, we want reunions, but we also want Scrap Smarter. And I'm like, oh, so there's definitely plans in the works. I just love hosting our community. Mary says, I hope you keep hosting the Scrap Smart experience after the COVID is over. And yeah, I love doing it, right? I love all of the things with scrapbooking. I love getting to know the people, which is a huge part of it. If you're not a Scrap Happy member yet, check out what we do. Like we do fun things. this is like one of the things that we do. You see, I know a lot of people that are here because they're part of our community, but we like to open this up to have other people come and join us so you can just get a glimpse of some of the stuff that we do. We host 2 sessions every month called Scrap Happy Together, where we hang out together and scrapbook, and it's just very informal. We don't actually record those sessions because they're informal and it's like you had to be there kind of thing. But we do them at different times of day so that we can get different people that have different time schedules, I guess, and some of our international people from that are definitely working on different schedules. We do all of our stuff at 3 different times during the day. We have most months we have a Scrap Solutions, which is a little online class that I host, kind of teaching a solution to a little scrappy problem. This month we actually looked at, well, this past month we just finished it. We looked at timelines and how we can use timelines with our scrapbooking. So any members that might have missed that, it's in the monthly replays section in our circle space. And that was super fun. And then every month we have a class from Sarah Scrap. So she teaches us an exclusive class. And I know that the topic this month is triangles because I actually suggested lots of times she comes up with great ideas. And I'm like, Sarah, can you do one for diagonal designs? So she did all of this stuff last month for diagonal designs. And I'm like, I did not do this enough. And here again today, I did not make a diagonal design. I need to like give myself homework and do a diagonal design because when I went looking for examples in my own work, I didn't have enough of them. So super fun. Betty says, Scrap Smarter online. Yes, please keep it going. It's too hard for me to travel and I love the online choices. So yeah, I do try to, I have been listening. I have been listening, Betty, I promise. Yeah, I just love what we're doing, taking classes. So this month she's doing triangles. We're doing stuff with triangles for a session with Sarah. So I'm excited to see what she has for us with triangles. Yeah, other stuff that we have going on. We always have a happy hour. It's a chance for us to hang out. One of our big things that we do, like probably should have started with this, is our load challenge. We do a layout a day challenge 3 times a year. Well, I technically 3 1/4. Does that count? Should I call it that? 3 1/4? Because we do month-long challenges in February, May, and October. And then usually in July, we host a 1-week mini load. And so it's kind of like a little bite-sized little piece. If it's summer, if you're in North America or the Northern Hemisphere, I guess, then it's during the summer, not for our Southern Hemisphere gals, but we always do a little mini version. But yeah, the load challenges get me scrapbooking. If you participate only in our load challenges, and we have some people that we mostly see during load that do the load challenges, you will make 97 pages in 1 year, just with load. 98 on the leap year. So, and then in addition to that, we have monthly sketch challenges, and yeah, there's a lot of things. And we always have our after parties or our happy hour after party the month after load, and we talk about that. We have some prizes with that, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I love that I get the chance to do this, and it's super fun. Sorry, I didn't get my second page. The screen share just would not happen. So I'm sorry, I just talked about all the fun things we do. I'm not sorry. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. That's what I want to say. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this because I love it. And I love to sit and scrapbook. I love to visit with people. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Scrap Happy members, as a reminder, if you aren't signed up for the Scrap Smarter experience, you have a special discount. So you need to go to the Circle community under the member announcements and get that there. That's where you can find it. Brielle says it's lovely to see you. I haven't been able to join for quite a while and I've missed you. I notice when I don't miss you because I end up on your Instagram and like spying on you, and you were on some good adventures recently with some friends, and I was excited for you. She says it's true. Love it. Yeah, so there's that. And if you are not a Scrap Happy member yet, then there is still a lovely discount for you, early bird until August 15th. You can use the code Alice and save $30. So that is the other option. So I'm going to wrap this up right here. I just want to say thank you for joining us, and yeah, hopefully we'll get the chance to do this again soon. Next month, we will have another Scrapbook Live session. We do them every month. If you are not signed up for my emails, that is how you get the invite to come to this. Members get it automatically, but if you're otherwise, you can sign up for my newsletter at scraphappy.org/subscribe. And trust me, I'm not a spammer. I don't have time. I barely have time to send the emails I want to send, so you don't get spam. Nancy says, first time participant, very fun. Thank you for hosting this. You're so welcome. And thanks for like bearing with me through the tech little stuff that I had there, trying to get that screen share to work again. But thank you. And yeah, I'm glad that you joined us. So yeah, we are going to be back next month. I actually don't have the date yet, but I will announce it in the email. Plus, there is a free calendar. If you're just participating in the free events, there's a free calendar that you can sign up for if you go to scraphappy.org/free. I think it actually even says free up in the menu. You can actually get that. Vicky says, can we log on for Scrap Smarter with our password? We don't need to get on social media. Yeah, I'm not using any social media specifically for the Scrap Smarter experience or for Scrap Happy. We have our own private community, and we went that direction so that we don't have any of the Facebook worries, Instagram worries, TikTok worries, whatever, any of those things. We have our own private community, and so that's what we use exclusively now. So that's been good. We used to use a different thing, and then they changed their terms of service, and that was not a good change for us. So we looked for other options, and I feel really good. The circle community has been great. So thank you everyone for joining us. So just a reminder, email scraphappy.org/subscribe. If you want to sign up for the Scrap Smarter experience, use my name, use Alice to save $30. Members, get your discount over there. I can send out an email again if that helps. I could try to send out an email again. I know. Trust me, I know it's spam. Like, I don't have time. I'm running, but we got lots of fun things on the go, and I love doing it. So thanks for giving me this opportunity. And I'm gonna wrap.
Hey, Alice, I have a quick question for you with the
Okay.
Scrap experience, because I haven't done those before. Are they all recorded so you can watch them anytime? Or okay, because I was gonna say I know one of the days I wouldn't be able to see them when they were happening. So
Yeah, so it's all recorded. So we do the classes. So it's a different format than a lot of classes. The classes are short, so they're actually intended to not scrap along with. So what I always recommend for people is to have another project that you're working on so that you can watch it and kind of like interact in the fun, maybe type some comments and the stuff and whatever, but be working on a different project, because the classes aren't designed to kind of like do exactly what I do. The goal is for you to learn the skills so that you can do it with any of the products that are in your own stash, rather than make this like just a chance to do more shopping. I will not stop you from doing shopping. Like, enabler alerts, you're going to see something that you're like, oh, I really love that. And we will make sure that all of that kind of stuff is like labeled or tagged or in some way so that you can find it. My teachers are working on that so that, you know, you can find the things that they think are cool and that you're going to think are cool too. But the goal is to be able to use stuff that you probably already have in your stash, but not necessarily to scrap along with them. So the classes will have sped up segments, and, you know, unless you're like Superman, like going at high speed, you probably can't do them with the person, but you get access to the replay of the class plus the replay of the whole event that we do live, so that you get the Q&A and everything with the teacher as well. And like, I'll be taking like questions from people during the event, and of course any that I see during the event I also ask. So I get really curious and it's like, I want all the answers. I want to know how to do all the things so that we can actually sit down and do it afterwards when we're playing with our own stuff. So yeah. And we got a really good variety of topics. Like there's one on washi tape, one on foiling, and those are just like mixed media. There's one about texture and layers and how you can kind of create some of that, either the look of it or actually create that. We're going to talk about A side and B sides of pattern papers. I'm doing that class with Amy. I'm kind of like the A side, let's do the wild stuff. So, this kind of stuff versus this kind of stuff. We're going to go head to head with some pattern papers and kind of show you how to play with those. We're going to talk about what to do when you don't have a photo. So Janet will teach us a class on no photo needed. We're going to have masculine pages. We're going to be talking about paper piecing and stitching. We're going to talk about muted colors, and there's some more. So there's a lot of fun stuff in this. And I think like for me, it's like, let's learn some new skills and design. We've got Shamel, so she's going to do some design stuff with us, right? So lots of good and should be a lot of fun. Anyways, thank you everyone. Have an awesome day. Thanks for the questions. You have access to the replays for like 18 months. That's the thing I meant to say too. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Oh, I see Brielle. She's smiling. So great. Bye, everyone.